Hello and welcome back to Coastal Point, my own custom neighborhood in The Sims 2. Today we are building another community lot. I'm not really sure what kind of lot this is. It's just, it's a nice place to go, I guess. It is gonna have another cafe. It's gonna have another studio, so I guess this lot isn't very distinct in the way that it's useful. Like, it's just another nice place to go for my Sims. But I think it turned out very nice. This time I went for a more Scandinavian look. So for example, the other community lot that I built right next to this one, that one is a bit more New England style, while this one is more Scandinavian. So, as I've mentioned before, I am trying to mix those two influences. I have made a Pinterest board where I have kind of gathered inspiration for Coastal Point. I'm gonna leave a link down below, so if you are interested in seeing where I find my inspiration, what my vision for this neighborhood is, you can check that out. So, I really wanted to capture this Scandinavian vibe. Like, this is usually what you can find on those really beautiful islands where people usually go in the summer. Of course, people live there all year round, but they are very attractive places to go to in the summer. And I get why. They are beautiful. And they usually have these kind of houses, just classic Swedish houses. But they are also very close to each other. Like, the streets are pretty narrow, so it's not always that easy to get around by car, and it's usually cobblestone. I'm not sure what you call it, but that special kind of street with stones. I'm gonna place them down so you're gonna be able to see them, what they look like. But that's the vibe I was going for. So I didn't really have function in mind when I built this lot, and I think you can actually kind of tell that I don't, because I don't know, the cafe and the studio, it doesn't really feel, I don't know, you can just kind of feel that that's not what this space was intended for. But who cares? There you can see that kind of street I was talking about. I just can't remember what it's called. Anyways, I am also gonna build a small outside area. And I have this custom content that is, how do I explain what that is? The skate rink or the roller skate rink that comes with, I think it's Seasons. They have taken the functionality of that, but they placed it in an item that looks like a box with roller skates in them. And I think the intended use for it is to be placed on top of a driveway, so that it looks like your Sims are just roller skating around on the driveway. But you can technically place it anywhere, so I squeezed that in that little bit of open area on the back. And I really like the idea of it. It's, another activity to do on the lot. I love that. But I noticed that the Sims can't walk through it. It looks like open space because there's nothing there, but the space where the Sims can skate around is considered occupied. So it became a really tight squeeze. And I also noticed by the way I placed that item, you can't access the studio, which is gonna be inside of the yellow house. So sadly, I had to remove it. This is what I had in mind first, to have like a little cafe thing, whatever this is called, like a cafe stand, I guess. And I'm not opposed to that idea, but then I couldn't think of anything else to have inside, like this big house here, that would feel functional and I don't know, like it makes sense. And also, like, this community lot feels like it is cozy. It's supposed to be a calm, nice, cozy place. So in my mind, it made the most sense to have a cafe in that space. So what I decided to do was to remove that barista stand outside and put it inside. But I am gonna replace it with something else, and I think that turned out fine. You will see what it is later on. I really wanted something on this wall here, but I was so unsure of what what would fit. I don't really remember what I placed there actually. Oh, there you have the box with the roller skates. You can see how big the object actually is. And as I said, I didn't really think that it would be an issue to walk through it, but apparently it was. So after filming like the final shots of the build, I went back and removed the roller skates. Something else I noticed while shooting the final footage, I noticed that the barista stand that I am gonna move inside later on to build a cafe, I placed it wrong on top of the counters, so there were no barista there, so it wasn't useful. But I think I have fixed it. Well, maybe I should go back and check that it actually works, but yeah, I had some issues with this lot, and that's why you playtest before you consider something finished. That's one of my weaknesses, I guess. I am so bad at actually playtesting and fixing things. As I mentioned before, the community lot next door was more inspired by New England and this one was more Scandinavian. I was a little worried that they would clash next to each other. Like it wouldn't feel natural to have them next to each other, because that's kind of important to me, that the feel of the whole neighborhood is cohesive. Like it feels like it belongs. Because that's... I can get that feeling sometimes in The Sims 2. Like it feels like the lots are their own thing and they don't really have the lots right next to them in mind. And there's nothing wrong with people wanting to build like that or have lots like that. But for me, I like the feeling of the neighborhood feeling immersed, like it is connected. And to get that feeling, I need the lots to feel like they are meant to be next to each other. So I was a little worried that these two lots wouldn't feel connected to each other. And I mean, there's some kind of clash, like for example, the first lot that I build, that is more New England. Those houses are more straight, they are in a straight line, more boxy in that way. As this lot is more, the houses aren't really on a straight line, they are more dynamic in how they are in relation to each other. So in that way, they do kind of clash, but I think it doesn't clash too much. So when I am in neighborhood view, I think it looks okay, you know? But yeah, you know, that's just something that I have in mind when I build. Does it feel natural for this building to be where it is and stuff like that? Like, for example, you know, the backside of this lot, you know, the Sims can only come from one place. But I still build as if the backside of the lot is actually accessible to the road on the backside, which it isn't, but it looks like it is. So that's an example for on how I think when I build. I think this studio turned out okay. It's nice looking, you know, I would hang out there. But I was thinking a little bit when I built it, like, how realistic am I gonna be? It's funny how I was just talking about, oh, it needs to feel immersive and, you know, realistic in that way, but now it's not gonna be realistic. But what I was thinking was that there is another level. There's an upstairs in that yellow house. Am I gonna place a staircase to the next level, which is a level that is not gonna be usable? It's just gonna be blacked out. And I ultimately decided not to have a staircase in there. One part because I had a hard time finding a place where it would fit and not take up too much space. And another part was just like I couldn't be bothered. So there is no staircase in there. Anyways, we are working on the cafe and I'm really happy with that little corner with the sofa and the pictures on the wall and the rug and the armchairs. It's just a nice corner. I like it. I also like what I did here with the mismatched chairs. You know, they're different colors, they're different models, no chair is like the other. And yeah, I just really like that. That's what I have in my home. I have 2 chairs that are alike and the 2 other ones are not. I only have 4 chairs because I live in a pretty small apartment. But I really like that. I also really Jesus, feels like I'm just complimenting myself. But I also really like here with the cabinets and the countertops are almost the same color as the wallpaper. And also like the same style. It looks so cohesive. It looks like they are meant to be together, you know? And it's funny because they're not like part of the same set or anything. I think the counters are a 4:2 conversion, if I remember correctly, and the wallpaper is just some custom content. Here we are, it is finished. The, whatever we're gonna call this lot, the cafe and studio lot. But yeah, I really like how narrow it is, how tightly squeezed in these houses are. Yeah, and we have the cafe. Here you can see the roller skating box thing in action, and sadly, it is now gone. But it was fun while it lasted. In the studio. If you have any suggestions on what I can name this lot, please tell me, because I haven't decided yet what to call it. But anyways, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye!